Hey guys, Lucha Ranger here. Now we're going to have a little fun. Okay. You know, the Lucha Ranger is a great WWE fan. Always has been a wrestling fan his whole life. Skated roller derby himself. But you know, have you ever wondered what is the ultimate match that you would love to see? And I'm sure AI can do it, but let's screw AI and just close our eyes and think of this. Now, two characters that I really loved were a wrestler back in the 50s called Gorgeous George. And of course, everybody knows, woo, the nature boy, Ric Flair. And the Lucha Ranger's good friend, Unc, at the college, he loves his hair. As you know, guys, he struts around, so proud of his hair. Ric Flair is his idol because Flair's hair is what it's about. So, Gorgeous George was one. He was the forebearer of greatness as far as being strut. He would come in with his braided little hair and he'd walk like a little faggot or something like that we'd call that in these days. Remember, back in the 50s, people didn't really know what a queer was. So he'd come strutting to the ring and everything, and then he'd go and he'd do his little hair job. He would get like this stuff. Then you got Ric Flair, the nature boy, who would come in. He would come into the ring and he would do his strut, fling his hair. But the difference was Ric Flair, once the fun was over, would go out. So just picture these two funny characters in a wrestling match in a script. So here comes Gorgeous George. He comes strutting out and faces up with Ric Flair, and all of a sudden he goes, oh, pooh, pokes him in the eye. Then Ric Flair gets mad. He takes him, starts kicking on him. He takes him up. He takes him and body slams him. And then he starts punching away. They go into the ropes. Ric Flair goes into the ropes. And Gorgeous George is like, oh, clothesline. How's it feel, Ric Flair, to be on the ground? You know, you could just picture in your mind. Picture this match in your mind. It would be absolutely one of the most hilarious matches you would ever see. So just while I'm describing, just picture your own mind on how this went. You've got a little fancy dancy little girl, and then you got Ric Flair, who's just an egotist and just, you know, loves to flow his hair. So Gorgeous George comes up, does a little eye gouging, he does a little punching, he takes Flair, puts him into the rope, into the turnbuckle, comes in, does a running clothesline, then he turns around and shakes his booty to him. Oh man, I tell you, that pisses Flair off. He comes out, he clotheslines, he does the famous knee where he drops the knee on the head and does the twirl. Basically what ends up, so just picture Gorgeous George in your mind. Picture Ric Flair doing the strut. And the final of the match, Ric Flair puts Gorgeous George into the figure 4 leg lock. What a great hold. If you ever want to learn the figure 4, the Lucha Ranger can teach you the figure 4 leg lock. And so all of a sudden, you hear this little girl screaming, oh, he's hurting me, he's hurting me, he's hurting me. And then finally the referee's asking, do you submit, do you submit? And he says, yes, I submit. And the match is over. But think about, just keep thinking in your mind what a narcissist and a queer fighting would be like. It would be absolutely hilarious. So guys, just something stupid off the wall. There will be others of these coming in future videos. Have fun, enjoy. Lucha Ranger loves you. Out of here.